Alright, what's up guys? I got another haul video for you here. I know in my last video I said that that stuff would be kind of my last stuff that I'd be getting for a while, but although I do have a lot of stuff in this haul, it was all stuff that I found for really good deals on eBay, and it was kind of stuff that I was kind of looking to get kind of before I made the decision to kind of cool it down in the buying. But yeah, we got about, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 books here. So yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so first off, as you can see, we got volume 1 and 2 of Justice League by Jeff Johns. Both of these are hardcovers, so I'll just go ahead and take these out, show you what they look like under. So it's just plain black underneath. But yeah, this is a run I've been wanting to read, and I actually have already read volume 1 of this, and it was really good. Yeah, it was just, I mean, obviously you have two of some of the best comic creators on this book. You know, you have Jeff Johns and Jim Lee, so it's pretty good. So basically, if you haven't read this, it's like it starts kind of 5 years before the main, like, New 52 continuity. So it kind of shows the formation of the Justice League. And it's really good. It has really good storytelling. And there's actually one part in here that I want to show you. That's probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in a comic book. I'll see if I can find it here. Alright, so the moment I was talking about is actually in volume 2, but I've actually read about halfway through volume 2, but this is the moment I was talking about. So here you have the Justice League, and it's raining outside, and this isn't even brought up in dialogue, it's just in the pictures, but it's so hilarious. Green Lantern is using his power to, like, put an umbrella over everyone. And he has an umbrella over everyone except Batman. He's just leaving him in the rain. I don't know why, but when I first realized this, I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's just so funny, because before, you know, Batman and Green Lantern were kind of at each other, so that was really funny. I don't know. Alright, next we have Animal Man by Grant Morrison. This one's the 30th anniversary deluxe edition, book 1. So this came out December of 2018, and they actually haven't released a book 2 yet. So I hope they're gonna release a book 2. Maybe they're waiting for December again or something. I don't know. I mean, it's only the 30th anniversary, or what? I don't even know when the 30th anniversary would be. If it was 2018 or if it's going to be in 2019. I have no idea, but I found a good deal on eBay, so I thought I'd go ahead and pick it up. I actually haven't read any of this yet. I've heard it's really good, so it's going to be one of those things where, you know, if I read it, I'm gonna want to read the rest of it as soon as possible. But as you can see here, it has this really awesome art on the hardcover itself, and it's not this, I guess you'd say, like leather, like kind of matte finish. It's like a glossy finish, and I really haven't seen that on a hardcover yet, so it looks really nice. But yeah, I haven't read it yet, but again, I've heard that it's pretty amazing stuff, so yeah, hopefully they do release a second volume, because this is issue 1 through 13, I believe. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading it, but I'm going to wait for the second volume. Alright, so next we have Deadpool by Posehn and Dugan Volume 1, the oversized hardcover. So with Deadpool, I was interested in reading Deadpool because I kind of like the character. I don't know, the character just seems very interesting to me. One of the first things I actually ever read for Deadpool was Deadpool by Daniel Way, and I read the first volume of the Ultimate Collection for that, and I thought it was alright. I thought it was pretty good. I really didn't like how Deadpool was kind of the punchline. He wasn't, I don't know, it didn't really seem too serious to me, or I don't know how to word it, but I actually read the second volume too, and I thought the second volume was one of the worst pieces of shit I ever read in my life. That was so bad. It was terrible. So yeah, I actually stopped midway through that and just never had any desire to pick it up again. But I actually wanted to get back into reading Deadpool, and I heard that this was pretty good, so I picked this up. I actually haven't read it yet, but I'm gonna be reading it, and if I do like it, then I'll probably look into getting the other stuff, the other volumes. I think there's 4 volumes of this, and then like a mini series or a maxi series. I think it's an 8 issue series maybe, but you have this awesome design on the covers. Really simple design, but it's really effective. It looks awesome. But yeah, this collects, I think, issues 1 through 13. Let's see, 1 through 12. But still, I heard it's pretty good, so I thought I'd give it a chance. But yeah, that Daniel Way Deadpool, it was just, I couldn't take it. It was like it was just way too much. Like, I think the second volume had like Deadpool as in like a robot costume in Las Vegas and some shit like that. There was a lot of other missed opportunities and stuff. Yeah, it just wasn't good. Okay, next we have Moon Knight by Jeff Lemire, oversized hardcover. So this is, I'm pretty sure, Jeff Lemire's entire run on Moon Knight. I actually haven't read anything of this character yet, but it's a character that I really wanted to read, so this is going to be my kind of first experience with the character. And again, the design on this hardcover is very simple yet really effective. It looks really cool. So this contains issues 1 to 14, and yeah, it looks really good. I've flipped through it a couple of times. I haven't really read anything, but I've kind of just looked at the artwork, and it looks pretty crazy. There's a lot of contrast because Moon Knight is a superhero that uses a color that's not regularly used by superheroes. He's, you know, all white. So there's a lot of contrast between him and everything else that's happening, which is kind of cool. You don't really see that too often. And just the character design just looks like a badass. Yeah, really cool artwork. And can't wait to read this. Alright, so next we have the Infinity oversized hardcover by Jonathan Hickman. This not only collects the Infinity series that he did, issues 1 to 6 of that, but it also collects a pretty huge chunk of both Avengers and New Avengers. So instead of, you know, picking up that series in their own respective books, I thought I'd kind of clear up that chunk by getting it in this. And really I don't think there's any other way to get the Infinity miniseries without getting it in like this, you know, in this collected edition that also has all the other stuff. So I don't really think there was any other option, which is weird because they do collect all this material, you know, kind of on its own. All the New Avengers and the Avengers stuff, they kind of have their own, they collect it in their respective series, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, again, the artwork on these this hardcover is just amazing. Has a nice blue matte finish, and yeah, it looks really good. I don't think I've actually opened this yet, so I actually don't really want to flip through it too much so I don't get too many spoilers, but yeah. So I've actually read, I think I've read the first 6 issues of New Avengers, and I think I've read about the first maybe 9 issues of the main Avengers series by Jonathan Hickman, and I have to say it's kind of, it's not really hard, I wouldn't say hard to follow, it's just kind of, it's kind of like high-minded and kind of out there. It's not what you'd expect from, like, I don't know, when you think Avengers you don't really think of this. I think, I don't really know how to explain it. It's especially the New Avengers stuff. The first 6 issues of that New Avengers were kind of way out there. Again, not hard to follow, but it's kind of just like leaves you with a bunch of questions, and it kind of skips ahead very fast. I think that if you've read the series, I think it's fair to say that it would benefit greatly from being, like, you know, fleshed out a little bit more. Like, if those first 6 issues of New Avengers were like 12 issues, or maybe like even 9 issues, and they had the chance to kind of slow it down and kind of explain everything a little bit more, I think that would greatly benefit it. But it's still fun to read, and I'm hoping it gets a little more, you know, a little more digestible the longer the series goes on. So, alright, so next we have Batman by Grant Morrison, Omnibus Volume 1. So I was actually just looking through Amazon and I saw this, and I was actually surprised at how cheap it was. I actually then, after I saw it on Amazon, I went to eBay and I found it for about, I'd say $5 cheaper than you can get it on Amazon. So I got this for about $40 on eBay, which is pretty good. And yeah, I mean, I didn't really know anything about this before I had bought it, but I mean, you have a big name like Grant Morrison and Batman, and, you know, kind of expect it to be good. I mean, I've heard that it's good, so I thought I'd pick it up. Again, you're getting a lot of content for the price, so I thought, you know, might as well get it. So this collects, let's see here. This collects Batman 655 through 658, 663 through 683, and then stories from the 52 series. So yeah, you got a lot of good artists on this, like Andy Kubert and Tony Daniel. So sounds pretty good. I've actually opened this a couple times just to see what the binding is kind of like, and as you can see here, it's not as good. I'm going to show you the next book I have here, which actually has really good binding, but this one is, yeah, I'm pretty sure it has a full sewn binding, but I just don't think DC knows what they're doing in terms of this kind of stuff. But it's kind of crazy, but I mean, if the content is good, there you can deal with some binding issues. But look at this. You kind of want to force it down, but you don't want it to break. But I don't know. I've stretched the spine about 3 or 4 times, but see, once you get to here, it gets kind of better. Yeah, I've flipped through this a couple times, and yeah, look at that. The artwork looks really good, and from what I've read online about it, I've heard the stories are really good too. So I think Volume 2 of this omnibus collects like Batman and Robin stuff. I don't know if it continues on the main Batman title, but I think there's 3 Grant Morrison Batman omnibuses. I think he did like Batman Incorporated for the New 52. I'm not sure, but yeah, really excited to read this. Yeah. And again, the artwork on the hardcover itself is, again, simple yet very effective. It looks really good. It's kind of weird seeing Batman in black and white like this. You'd usually probably see like blue and black, or some blue and yellow or something, but this looks really good. Alright, so the last book here is a big one. It is the New Avengers Omnibus by Brian Michael Bendis. So yeah, I was actually just looking through eBay, and I found one of these like kind of like book distributor, you know, sellers that like they are just like a book distributor and they sell a bunch of stuff. You know, I looked on what they were selling, and they were selling like 13,000 different things. That's probably an exaggeration, but they were selling a lot. And I kind of flipped through their stuff, and I saw that they had this, and they had it listed for like $65 or something. And I was like, I kind of had to do a double take, because I thought that this was a book that was, you know, at least going for cover price and above. But yeah, so I got it, and it was actually brand new, still in the wrapping. So if I wanted to, I could have just bought it and resold it and made a quick buck. But this is something that I actually kind of wanted to read, so I kept it. But yeah, The New Avengers by Brian Michael Bendis. Alright, so this collects Avengers 500 through 503 and Avengers Finale, which I think are considered, or what is considered, Avengers Disassembled. And then it also collects New Avengers 1 through 31 and Annual 1, New Avengers Most Wanted Files, New Avengers Custom 676, Army and Air Force, whatever that is, Giant Size Spider-Woman number 1, New Avengers Illuminati, Civil War The Confession, and Civil War The Initiative. So it, yeah, it collects a lot of stuff, and here's all the covers. So yeah, I'll give you a little look on the inside. Alright, so here's what it looks like outside of the dust jacket. It has that kind of, you know, older style, yeah, the older design. But as I was saying before, this book has really, really good binding. As you can see here, look at that. Here, I'll even, let's see if it'll hold open on the first page. Here, look at that. Very first page stays open perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So yeah, I don't know what DC's doing, but anyway, again, I haven't read this, but I've flipped through it a little bit, and yeah, the art looks pretty amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of content in this book. Alright, so here, just giving you a little closer look at the binding. This is binding how it should be. I really don't understand, you know, why DC and why even Marvel, especially with their newer omnibuses. I know I got that Infinity War omnibus, and it's nothing like this. The Infinity War omnibus is like a completely glued binding, and it just doesn't open like this. I don't understand why they can't just make all their omnibuses like this. I mean, it probably would drive the price up, but I mean, those omnibuses are expensive as shit anyway, so. But yeah, this binding is something else. I don't know if that's supposed to happen, but. Alright guys, that's it for this haul video. Thanks for watching, and I think for sure this time that this is going to be kind of the last haul video for a long time. You know, I have a lot of stuff to read, so I have a couple ideas for review videos, like I said, and I don't know if it was the last video or the video before, but I really want to start making those. There's a couple books that I have some opinions on, and I really think that I can make a pretty good review video about them, but yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for watching.